Nicolo Barella. Oh, oh. What is good, guys? Welcome back on the Uncle Sharma channel. It's official. Nico Barella to Inter, staying at Inter until 2029. After the unofficial announcement of the Lautaro renewal, the official announcement of Beppe Marotta as president, now comes the official announcement of Nico Barella renewing. This one actually was the least doubtful out of all the three that we've mentioned, because it's been known for a while that Inter were looking to renew Barella's contract and there were no issues in the renewal negotiations. And here it is. Proud to renew and continue our successful journey, as stated on the official website. Wow, this is a fantastic entry point from Oak Tree to do these three things one after the other as soon as they come in. Things that were, the Marotta presidency, that was not lined up with Suning at the helm, but the Lautaro renewal and the Barella renewal, these were things that were already lined up, but we didn't know how things were going to work out in terms of the budgeting and Oak Tree's plans. But they've just come in and said, well, like we've been saying, just continue business as usual. Let these people that are in charge continue. Let the core of these players that are Inter continue. And that's exactly what they've done till now. The next thing is, of course, officializing Lautaro and officializing the Inzaghi renewal as well. But coming back to Barella, signed by Inter in 2019 from Cagliari, but it was known, yes, he's a big Sardinian, big also Cagliari supporter, but we knew that this guy grew up as an Inter fan, Interista, and it makes a big difference. Over the years, I've grown to realize why people always gravitate more towards the Italian guys, because they just have more of a connection, especially if they've grown up as Interisti like Barella, Bastoni, and Di Marco. They just have more of a connection to Inter, more of an incentive to stay, especially if things are going well. And we're seeing that now, as I'm seeing the fruits of signing a core of Italian Interisti. And as he says himself, he's extremely happy and moved to extend this contract with Inter for a number of years. I never had any doubts. I believe in this project, and most of all, I wanted to sign before the European tournament, which is great. Now his mind is clear and he can go out and hopefully perform well for the Azzurri. And yeah, my wishes continue on this successful journey that the squad and the coach have experienced in recent years. We've had unforgettable moments, and I'm sure there will be many more. I cannot wait to go again in front of the wonderful Nerazzurri fans, all of us together. And Inter also posted a video here, his beginnings. Did I ever think Barella was going to become this important to Inter? To be honest, no. I mean, I was all for it, his signing, when we signed him for about 45 million or 40 million plus bonuses back in 2019. I was all for it, especially because back then there was a big lack of Italian talent, especially in midfield. And there was big competition for him. He was, Roma wanted him, Juve wanted him, all the big teams wanted him. But he wanted Inter. Even back then in 2019, he showed how much he wanted Inter, because he rejected all of the moves. But over the years, yeah, he's become so important, such a leader as well. I've actually, in terms of leadership, I've actually expected a bit more from him. But he's getting there. He's still only, 26, 27, he's getting there. Recently had a newborn baby as well. Again, I think that's his fourth child. He's creating his own little Inter team. But, what a player. One of the few, especially in terms of Italian, with this new signing, new renewal, he becomes the highest paid Italian player in the league with 6.5 million euros net. And he deserves that. He is at the moment the best Italian player, in my opinion, quite easily, because there's not really much competition out there since, Chiellini retired. Maybe you could have said Donnarumma, because he's potentially the best in his position, but his performances at PSG haven't matched up. You could say the same about Barella's. This past year, Inter Barella has not been the best Barella, in my opinion. In the player ratings video we just did the other day, the live stream I did, we gave him a good season rating, but there were tiers above that, the great season and the MVP, but he wasn't. And I didn't see any complaints actually in the chat. So I think a lot of you agreed with me, and there were all reasons why, off the field reasons that we discussed with his family and kids, that's the bad negative things that happened in his personal life that definitely affected his performance on the pitch this past season. But I still believe that he is, Hakan was our best, for me, the MVP, as we voted him as well, and our best midfielder and Serie A's best midfielder. But in my opinion, Barella is still Inter's best midfielder and it's Serie A's best midfielder. So he deserves to be the highest paid. And actually, in terms of, salary, yes, he's getting a big bump, going from 5 to 6.5 million net. But actually, the way things work with renewals actually kind of helps Inter's budget in a way, or keeps it at a similar level. So how it works is basically, as explained here by Calcio e Finanza, football and finance translated. Actually, his historical cost in the team now is 50.5 million euros. So it means that all the bonuses that we owed to Cagliari actually now have been triggered. Because back in the day, when you sign these players, you just hear, 30 plus bonuses or whatever. But you're like, when do you actually end up paying these bonuses? But it seems like now we've ended up paying pretty much every single bonus that must have been in Barella's contract. So he's on the books as 50.5 million historical cost. So his value on the books, amortized value, is still 19.5 million. But the fact that actually his renewal is all the way up until 2029, which is fantastic. That's a 5-year renewal. Usually when you see renewal, it's either, like a 2-year extension, 3 years, 4 years, but this is a 5-year extension. His original contract was expiring in 2026. So it's 3 years on top of that. Actually, I correct myself, but still, it's a very long-term renewal, which just helps even further spread his costs. So now the 6.5 go to that's around 12 million euros gross yearly, and then his amortized value goes to around, it will remain the same, because then you spread the cost of his salary. The salary goes up, but then his amortized value goes down. So yeah, his amortized value reduces by 2.6 million euros per season. So actually, in the end, his value actually on the books, yearly cost on the book, actually goes down slightly by like 20k, from 14.8 by 14.83 to 14.63. So that's, the advantages. Yes, the salary goes higher. I think similar or something will happen with Lautaro. Actually, with Lautaro, his salary bump is so high, we'll actually have to see what the impact will be. But that's how, things can happen. Like budgeting works like this with the amortized value and salary. But anyway, regardless of the financial things, fantastic news. Get Lautaro over the line next. A renewal to 2029 in theory means that Barella will stay here until he's 31, 32 years old, retire as an Inter legend potentially. I would love that. I would love to see that. I still see him. I see Barella at some point returning. He always talks about how connected he is to his island, Cagliari, Sardinia. I see him potentially ending his career at Cagliari. But with this renewal, I really do see him staying at Inter for a long, long time. And really, some people already consider him an Inter legend, but yeah, if he stays till 2029, I think he will solidify that. Hopefully, a few more Scudetti under his belt, and hopefully some European glory. What do you guys make of it, guys? Is there any of you weirdos in here that wanted to maybe sell Barella? But I think that's one player that I never see people wanting to sell. Is Barella, regardless of his performances, and quite rightly. But yeah, super happy about this one. Hope he has a fantastic Euros now, recovers from his slight fatigue that he picked up, muscular fatigue, and gets ready for the Albania game, and then has a fantastic Euros. Hope you guys are doing well. See you on the next video, guys. Ciao ragazzi, always Forza Inter. Leave a thumbs up.